Coming up, the Vikings and Chargers square off for just the 14th time since 1970. LA looks to even the series at 7 wins apiece. It's Week 10, and it's next.
From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. Starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Cook a first down and more. And finally taken down at the 34. 41 yards on the ground for him so far. Boy, Dalvin Cook just so explosive in the open field. He's not a small guy either, but once he gets those legs churning, look out. They run. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And the Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his second season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert. And this is Cook with the ground. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 3 catches, 72 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
From the 45 on second down, Herbert. Then complete, right side to Cook. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. That right there, career catch number 541, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Kellen Winslow, who also obviously played the tight end position.
Yeah, and helped revolutionize it when he was in San Diego. But how about what we're seeing right here? You're talking about 541 catches at the tight end position. You talk about lofty territory, rare air. He has a lot to be proud of in his career.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him the first.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Ekeler. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Herbert will give this one to Ekeler. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Herbert off of play action. And this is caught by Williams. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. that time a 6-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play. Not consistently.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaims center stage. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. They'll roll him out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Play action. It's Herbert. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. After one, it's 9-0. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Cousins. The open man is Westbrook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Handoff comes to Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
On third down, Cousins. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On fourth down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. This is taken at about the 14. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here are the Chargers to take over. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Williams brings it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. A handoff, it's Eckler. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On the give, this is Eckler. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to face a third down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They snap it to Herbert. It's complete to Cook. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now 1st and...
Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Hopkins with the extra point, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now come the Vikings. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. There's consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the carry, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. 77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break up the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw is Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 20-yard line. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Working out of the gun, Cousins to Jefferson on the slam. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll run for it with Cook. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Rosas good with the extra point, and that trims the lead down to 9. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the one interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
He'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Herbert throwing again. That'll be complete to Cook. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Jalen Guyton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Let's go, boys.
So we reach halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out. The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Caught left side, Williams. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Gabe Neighbors, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to, just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, There's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
3rd and long for Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Uchenna Nwosu able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. I call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, 3rd quarter in Denver. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And that is incomplete. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. He'll get this to Eckler. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
We may be looking at the scoreboard. This offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 51 yards rushing for him now to this point. Decided to hit it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Herbert off the play action. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal. They nearly had the touchdown, but he's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
You know, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So this one, Charles, it's only the 3rd quarter, but they appear to be well on their way to victory.
I would say so, because a 1-score lead you don't even count, but a 2-score lead you know it can evaporate in an instant. 3 scores, feeling good, but you know it's not over yet. But now, they've got a 4-score cushion. I think you feel pretty confident.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. This is caught, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Here's Herbert. He's got it. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing quickly, and Herbert completes it. Touchdown, Chargers! Jalen Guyton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins, and that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the Chargers will take over here just shy of the 30. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Kyle Van Noy in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Here's Ty Long now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to. Tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defense in front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Roberts to bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
Eluding the pressure right. On Herbert, his third interception. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
First and goal, Minnesota.
Throwing, Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Cook. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Play fake. Cousins. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. They can't hook up here on the fourth down pass attempt, and the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. Going deep here for Allen. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage to try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd and 10, Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers.
And with that deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. L.A. readies for its next possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction. And that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Swinging this out right here for Cook. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Open man here is Conklin. And they'll get this down to the 10. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On 2nd and goal, Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
KJ Osborne. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Cousins will try and throw. He's got it. So they convert the two. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a two-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And my goodness, another interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. A big offensive explosion leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying,